Hello everybody, my name is Tasman and welcome to another NZ Wild Adventure. Just a quick overnighter, it's already a classic late start of 1 o'clock, so I'm just going to shoot out the hill, find a camping spot, look for a deer, maybe a pig. I have been to this block a couple times before, but we'll be checking out a different part of it. So we'll be heading over here and around that way. Just put a couple of shots through the rifle, just make sure that it's shooting straight after bouncing around and fielded with me for a month. Oh well, I'm glad I've checked, it's about 20 centimetres to the right. So I'll come into 25 and dial it to the left a bit. That's a bit better. I did 30 clicks to the left. The next shot at 50, so it's looking pretty good. Got 100. These are my final two shots. This is a different bullet. That's good enough. Within maybe 3/4 of an inch. But I'm running out of bullets, so I won't bring it in closer to centre, but that's good enough for under 200 metres. There's an old 4x4 trail which I'll follow for a few kilometres. It's pretty windless and it's hot. Gee, we're a bit squeaky today. It's quite a bit of pig rooting. I think we might head up to there somewhere, maybe pitch the tent. Plenty of boot prints and a couple of dog, but not much deer. Nice strong game trail. Nice. So that's our first animals for the trip, for deer maybe a kilometre away. We'll try go for a hind or yearling if we get the chance. Nice flat spot. That's me for the night. Got an hour and a half of light left, so we'll go see if we can catch up to a deer. There's 4 deer disappearing over that ridge, but I'm hoping there'll be something in this little basin. And this forest is quite difficult to stalk through. It's very closed in and noisy, very steep as well. One of the worst forests I've ever tried to walk through. Who would have thought they'd be so nasty? The burnt forest looks cool. That's where the deer were, about 400 metres away now. Just head up to the ridge. As I crested this ridge, a couple of deer, a hind and a yearling, appeared in front of me. So I quickly loaded the rifle and dialed up the scope magnification, taking aim at the hind. They weren't running, so I took a few moments to try steady myself. I felt good with the shot and she tumbled straight away, so I followed the yearling as it went around the next ridge. Looking back at the hind, she had regained her feet, which was concerning, so I tracked her with my sights, waiting for a good follow-up shot. With adrenaline coursing through my veins, I moved to sit, arms on knees, for a more stable shooting position. But a few seconds later she fell and rolled to a halt with legs in the air, which in my experience tends to mean that that's it and there's no need for a follow-up shot. Which is where I unfortunately misjudged the situation. It looked to me like she had totally stopped moving, so I was sure she had expired, making the call not to shoot again. I should mention that I used Barnes LRX copper bullets on all 3 deer in this video, which I have found to have good mushrooming and impact damage with 0 lead contamination. Checking once again with the binos to make sure there was no movement, I was confident at the time she was down. After a little longer without seeing any movement, I decided to sidle around for a look for the yearling. Legs in the air. To see if that yearling is around. After 10 minutes without seeing the yearling, I made my way back to the hind. However, shortly after this clip ended in the fading light, and as I got within 20 metres of the hind, she unbelievably stood up and ran off a large drop-off into the valley below. It was pretty shocking and gut-wrenching after I thought I'd made sure that she was fully out. She was too fast and the valley too dark for me to make a hasty shot, so all I could do was sit and listen as she crashed down the hill. I was pretty confident in the shot at the time, but it's possible I pulled it to the right, too far back. I figured the best option would be to come back in the morning and do a search during daylight, rather than risk bumping her without being able to fire the rifle at this time of evening. At this stage I was feeling extremely guilty and disappointed in myself. I tried to hunt as ethically as possible, doing my best to ensure a humane kill, part of the reason I don't shoot long range. Yet sometimes it just doesn't go to plan, with the worst case of wounding an animal and having it escape being something that makes me feel pretty sick. I did find a decent amount of blood, which wasn't gut contaminated, so I was hopeful she wouldn't suffer too much longer. It was quite a cold night, but it's like a beautiful day, but windy today. Should have brought a bit of foam to sleep on. Hoping to find the hind from last night, I made my way into the valley she had fallen into. Nice little frozen but clear ridge to walk down. That's where I shot from up there, that rock. She tumbled off this cliff. After 2 hours of searching, I just couldn't find that deer. There was no blood. It was weird. Pretty disappointing, to be honest, that poor deer. But makes me feel a bit sick. But I guess that's hunting. Sometimes it doesn't go perfectly. We're just going to sidle around this hill looking for something else. Got a hind down here at about 70 metres. Not an ideal spot for the bipod, otherwise I'd try to shoot her in the neck. Just going to sneak down to the next point, get on the bipod and try to shoot her in the neck. But that all happened pretty quickly. I was just sidling around the hill and then I saw a deer beneath me, so I stalked down on it. Got a decentish rest on a tree, but at 70 metres I wasn't too confident for a neck shot. So I decided that I'd sneak a bit closer to 50, get down on the bipod and try for a neck shot. But there was another deer there which I didn't see, and she spooking the one that I was going for. But then she stopped at like maybe 80 metres twice. Second time I'm mostly broadside, so I took the shot. Nice, just a yearling. Just quite a small yearling. Be good chewing there. It's a fairly bad shot actually, would have just nicked the gut bag, but good for meat recovery. So I'll take most of it. But she did go down straight away, which is good. She only went about 10 metres. Sweet, that's me all done, just 45 minutes. So go grab some water in this handy little creek. It's pretty hot in the sun, but actually nice and cool in the shade. Pig poo and digging, I'm kind of surprised I haven't seen one yet. But there's also so much erosion, there's a lot of animals in here. It's pretty cool already actually, and no fly eggs. Oh, it'll be a good 10 or 12 kilos. Very nice. Well, all done by 1 o'clock, so I think I might spend the next couple of hours looking for another deer. It's about 9 kilometres back to the car, so I'm happy to do that in the dark. Continue to sidle around, but the wind's sort of going this way, sort of mostly with me, but slightly uphill. Stag up in the skylight. I just walked right around him. It was kind of funny, I sidled directly beneath him, probably only 100 metres away. That stag came around and ran around that ridge, so we head up to here somewhere. Maybe there's other deer there as well. Pretty decent sized pig. 4:30. Just have a quick bit of backstake before heading off. Forgot to bring any oil. And I've run out of noodles. Okay, we'll let the pan heat up. Nice. Very delicious. Pretty mixed day really. It was very disappointing not to find that deer this morning. Not sure what happened to it. Perhaps my shot just wasn't as good as I thought. So they put a bit of a dampener on the rest of the day, but definitely nice to take some meat home. I did see that one stag spooking, but other than that, nothing for the rest of the afternoon. I really didn't need to bring the 10 ply. Probably not much point doing that, but bit of a hole. Well, that was a bit unexpected. I was just powering home and then looked up and there's a deer about 100 metres away. So I just snuck in another 20, got the camera set up and then took the shot off my knees. And it was a pretty good shot. It went down straight away. So I've got another butchery on our hands and an extra bit of meat to take home. That's nice. This shoulder might be a bit mushed. Helicopter coming to have a look. I waved at the helicopter and he came over to see if I was alright. It was quite nice. It's now 6:30, so it's just 7-ish kilometres back to the car, so it shouldn't take too long, and it's fairly easy going, so it's all good. But it's nice to get a bit of extra meat for the freezer, though the walkout will be a bit heavier now. But I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please like the video or even drop us a comment, because those things really help the channel out and gets it shown to more people. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next adventure, which might be overseas. Grueling downhill. Very good. Back by 9 o'clock.